I don't know. People can hear me or not. How's my audio for you, man?
Yeah, it's coming good.
All right. Well, I'm streaming live, so we'll see if that's working. Don't know. The lag is crazy right now. I don't know what's up with that. People can hear me or not. Seems I have sound. Cool. All right. Hello, Matan. All righty. Shush. All right, so Ted Goodbytis is on my normal computer. Back there. He's troubleshooting some stuff for me in regards to Java. And
Okay.
no, I'm not a programmer, so hence the normal camera and all that stuff. That's my normal computer back there. This is my backup.
That is for testing or like debugging?
What?
Your PC, that computer, that
I don't have PCs. I got all Macs. Everything.
all Mac. Okay,
Yeah.
you are not working on Windows.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I have I have Windows systems for some Windows SEO software, but that's all on servers. I don't have the actual PC at home anymore.
Like VPS.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all VPSs, and the reason is when I was in the Army, I was buying seemed like a laptop every year, and every time I opened up Windows, it seemed like I had to update it, and I got sick of doing all that crap. Every time I turn on a computer, I got to wait half an hour for it to update. So I took the dive and tried out Mac computers, and I haven't gone back since. So. They are
Yeah,
more
Windows only like when you have like, multiple software, you want to use it, and then it's not available on Mac.
Yeah.
Else, I think, Apple is very robust actually.
Yeah, pretty soon it'll get better, I think. They need more developers for Mac. Honestly, I'm just not I'm surprised that most people aren't. Well, in our space anyway, developers don't even consider Macs. The software, online cloud software, that kind of bridge that gap, I think, for most things. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Good morning, Eric. Let's see. Eric's got a question. What are your thoughts about SEO autopilot? Is it worth using, and would you point directly to a money site? So yeah, I'm a fan of SEO autopilot. I've used it for a few years now. Full disclosure, I've got a good relationship with Elias, so SEO autopilot, Omega, Colinkery, I get all that stuff for free in exchange to doing testing. Like, is this diagram working, or this site's working, or is this type of thing working, etc. So it's a win-win relationship for both Elias and myself. I like the tool. There's quirks with it, as with all things, especially the main thing is really the emails. But I use Google emails as catch-alls inside of there. So that took care of that issue for me. And then you have proxy issues. And then frankly, that's just the issues really come from if you buy a certain set of proxies and those are burnt out, fried by other people that are using them, especially if you're using shared proxies, that could create issues for you in your success rate. But as with all tools, it's garbage in, garbage out, right, Eric? So if you put in good content in there, you're smart with the anchor text usage, etc., then you should be totally fine pointing it at a money site. I wouldn't go like full retard and run one of those big ass diagrams at it. You don't need all that. You just need a nice set of backlinks in there to power to just kind of stabilize your website, keep it indexed, etc. And then you go find more or better backlinks to raise the site up, maybe PBNs, outreach, and that kind of stuff. So that's how I use autopilot. And I do still recommend it. There you go. Show. Hey. Jose's blocked because you used the word retard. Huh? Jose, you're a terrible person. YouTube says you're bad because you used the word retard. Jeremy had a question from last week. Let me see here. Here it is. Question for next week, if possible. Is it possible to abuse the index request in Search Console? For example, if I add 2 keywords, is that too small a change to request indexing, or is it better to, and then I'm assuming, is it better to make better changes? So I mean, if you're just adding a couple keywords, then go ahead, you're fine submitting it. I think where it might get you in trouble, and this is might because there's no actual proof of that, because I'm not a Google engineer, but if you do one, let's say you add a couple of keywords, submit it, and then you go, oh, I forgot something else, and go submit it. You're fine. But if you're doing that like 3, 4, 5, 10 times, I think that what happens is you actually reset where that URL is in the queue versus getting it crawled multiple times. You know what I mean? So if I add schema, go submit it, then do Cora, and then go submit it again, and then do something else, add an image and go submit it again. I think what it's good doing, and if they're smart, is that every time I resubmit it, it puts it back at the bottom of the queue, and it'll go and cycle through just one time. So there are limits to that tool. Like you're only allowed to submit, I think it was 50 a day manually, and then you can do 200 using the Google Indexing API. So, I mean, in so much as if you want to use all 200 of your submissions for one URL, then I guess knock yourself out, but there's no point. Let's see. SEO Power Suite has a 3-day stale turn tomorrow. Do you use it? Yep, I use SEO Power Suite. I use a rank tracker. Primarily, the website auditor is pretty cool. If you are an affiliate and you want to capture landing pages, I think I've taught this before in the show. You copy the landing page and then you change the buy links and all that stuff out to be directly your affiliate buy links. And then you can rank those pages on your own domains, etc. The website auditor is good for that. The SEO Spyglass is, I mean, that's okay. They got a decent database of backlinks right now. And then Link Assistant, that's good if you're doing a lot of outreach stuff. I don't necessarily do a lot of outreach right now, so I'm not using it. But if you're gonna do outreach, it's as good a tool as any to have for outreach. I mean, it's cheaper than Pitch Deck or whatever the hell it's called, and but not as cheap, not as good as probably not as good in the system wise, but it's still cheaper than. So there is that. So I recommend getting that, especially if you're for the rank tracker stuff, because it's if you have the enterprise version, that's what I have. You don't need proxies. You can dump as many keywords in there as you want. You run it all on your computer, so you can get as refined as you want. You can add and delete. I mean, for what it does, I think it's worth it. Chat GBT. I have to be careful because I have my own mastermind, and then one of the members of my mastermind is like stupid smart, and he spent Chat GBT launched, and he spent probably a week figuring out prompts and all that stuff, and he showed me the result of his research and how to turn that into really good content, etc. So that being said, I think Chat GPT is actually pretty damn good. We were using it in combination with the original Da Vinci. Is that Da Vinci? Is that what it's called? The latest stack in OpenAI, the general, not GPT chat. And combining those two outputs, and it's actually really, really good content. If anything, to get yourself started, or if you have writers that are that just need a little bit of help with ideas and building the outlines and all that stuff, I think that's where Chat GPT is going to be. It's going to be good. Would I use it completely for content? No. But I've never used that AI stuff completely for content, especially for money sites. Link building, I don't care. We can use AI content or script content or whatever. I don't give two damns. But I think it's a really good evolution of what they already had over there at OpenAI. I'm really kind of playing around a lot more with the programming side of it, though, because I'm trying to learn Python. Remember, Python and JavaScript. And it's cool being able to go, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z with Python. Can you help me out? Can you help me out with writing? How do I write this code? And what I like about it is it writes the code and then gives you an explanation of what the hell that code did. So you can really learn with YouTube and Chat GPT, open Windows side by side. You can, and maybe a book, you can learn Python pretty quick. So that's kind of what I'm excited for. What do you think about embedding magic page on a subdomain? How you restrict it? Embedding magic page on a subdomain. What do you think about embedding magic page on a subdomain? I don't understand the question. Embedding magic page on a subdomain. How you restrict it? Yeah, you're gonna have to clarify that question, Rand. I'm a big dumb monkey right now, so I'm all discombobulated. You have to let me know what you're talking about. Let's see. Let me check in here. Who checks in here? Cool. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, I'm waiting for more questions. I want to show you something. Not necessarily, I'm not going to say I figured it out, but I got the idea off of a YouTube video. And the guy was talking about schema. He's talking specifically about FAQ schema. And it seemed it was interesting to me, and so how they were using FAQ schema on their websites. My wife's blowing me up, so. There you go. There's my that's copying stuff on my computer. Share screen. This should be good. All right. Okay, I got multiple tabs though. If I'm changing the tabs around and you don't see the tabs change, let me know. All right, so you have FAQ schema, right? We've all seen this, blah, blah, blah. It's the question and the answer typically, and you can mess around with some of this, adding this other stuff. And I've taught all the time if you're going to write out a schema, then go out and add as much as you can to it, right? But I never thought about, and I don't know why, I was combining it with the output to say topicalrelevance.com and then using about and mentions in it. This is really getting on my nerves. All right, there we go. So if we do it inside a rank gear, it's actually pretty cool. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's go to FAQ page. If anyone's watching and has a FAQ page or just some frequently asked questions, that'd be cool. But otherwise, I'm gonna look up. Let's go. Frequently asked questions about everyone's interested in time travel. Let's go with chat GBT since it was the topic of the day, right? So here we go. He's got this chatbots FAQs. This is the typical page, right? So what is a chatbot? Chat FAQs, blah, blah, blah. So what we're going to do is just go in here and let's pick a keyword these guys are ranking for. Search. URL. It's not too bad. View details. I'm going to sort by volume. Ask AI questions. I don't know if that's a good one. I mean, it'll generate a lot of traffic. Why not? Let's go for it. Ask AI questions. So we go in here, ask AI questions, and fire that off. That's going to run. And then we're going to go over here into rank gear and start building this FAQ schema. Hopefully you guys can see it now. What is a chatbot? Let me bring this over here. In simple terms, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to assume that that's right. And our chatbot's new. No conventional human conversation, blah, blah, blah. Will be good. And then who will be the chatbot user? And in this example, we can actually add all of these if we wanted to. You can do the whole page. It's what FAQ page is for, but we're just going to stop here. Right. Okay, so we have all this. So that's fine and dandy, right? The standard for the FAQ schema, that's exactly what Google's looking for. Or the tools are looking for, the validations or stuff like that. But we can add some extra stuff in here to make this a little bit interesting. We can just add name. And I'm going to come here and grab it. And I'm going to drop name. Right here. And ask AI questions, right? Ask AI questions. So the ask AI questions, and then something about chatbot. Let's see, chatbot questions and answers list. That works. Question and answers list. Okay, so we got a name. And we're happy with that. Let's see here. I want to use significant link. This is a press release. Let's do products. I'm just going to copy the products for that. All right. And we're going to use significant link. Okay. And I want to drop this up here. Okay, so name, significant link, and then all the questions. Now, topical relevance comes in. Where do we want to bring this in? We look at this, and we have all this cool guide data, and I do need to clean it up a little bit, but I got to get it out of here first. So let's go. This is all our abouts. We go into here and go about. Same as. Is about. And then come here. I'll just drop it at the bottom because it's easier. About bulk import, data, apply, confirm, do its thing. Hopefully it works. There you go. So I'll scroll down and yes, it's all there. Cool. So now I can clean up this list. AI, artificial intelligence, that's Google, artificial intelligence, GE, don't need GE. Chatbot, yes. AI powered tools. I don't need tools. Google, yes. The future. I don't need that. Innovation, GPT chat, clever bot. I don't know what that is, so I'll just take that out. Energy, I don't need that. Customers, I don't care. Reality, oh, I don't care. News, I don't care. I'm not talking about that company. Training data, yes. Investors, no. It's not. Openness, don't know what it is. So there we go. So we got that done. And now we need the mentions. That. Go. Mentions, same as, then there. Drag it to the bottom. Bulk import. Confirm. And then we go deep learning. That makes sense. Overfitting. I don't know. Let's check out what overfitting is. Overfitting is mathematical modeling, is product analysis, commercial response, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. I'm not going to read too much into it. It makes sense. Artificial intelligence, neural networks. It all sounds like super nerdy stuff. AI based, cognitive science, natural language generation, intelligence, artificial neural networks, conversational AI, natural language, self-learning, energy, technologies. I don't need that. Automation, expert system. I don't need that. Onshore wind. Don't need that. Sustainable energy. Don't need that. Computer vision, Internet of Things. I'm not talking about that. There you go. Okay, so our schema is all there. That's our FAQ schema now. So not only have I said, hey, there's all this FAQ schema, here's all what it's about. So let's say Google's looking for questions, PAA stuff. It can pull PAA stuff off of these FAQ pages and pull it out of your schema, or you can get that snippet view. But you also get to, on top of that, I mean, this is just one piece of the schema for a web page, right? I would do that, say web page, and then it has part FAQ schema page, or I can do FAQ page completely and drop it in like that. This site was broken earlier. Let's try this one. Test code. See this one's nope. This one's been down all day. It's weird. There we go. Valid items detected. We have a name in there. Just sometimes it picks it up, sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand what's going on with that. There's our significant link, and then our main entities, and then all of this stuff we're saying it's about. So let's say you don't want to do the advanced schema that I teach. One of the easy ways to take advantage of some of that is that combination of topical relevance, your FAQs, and the abouts and mentions. You can use the abouts and mentions on a web page, website. You can see the FAQs because it's an FAQ page. You can drop them in there. There's a lot of things that you can use about and mentions on. So I suggest you kind of leverage that in, because this is a page. So it's saying this is a web page or a page, and if you want to, you can actually put this part is a website published by this organization. You can go full on out, but if you just want to test the impact of having, say, the same as data inside of there and how that's going to affect your overall schema and your rankings and Google's understanding of your website, then this is a good place to start. And it's easy, and you just saw how fast it was with Rank Gear to knock that out. So I would say definitely try that. If you were at Rockstars, you know why I'm using this now. And then SIA will get the more detailed explanation of that. Enough. Alrighty. So hopefully that was helpful. Okay, questions now. What do you think about selling links as a business model? It's an outstanding business model, as long as you are not doing what everyone else does. And I have these links on these outstanding sites, and here's my list of 50 links, and you know what I mean, and emailing God and everyone, and making friends on Facebook and blasting them, and LinkedIn and pretty much everywhere is inundated with those things, right? So I think the real good link sellers are the ones who have their own network or access to a network or multiple networks that can get links on websites that are of decent quality, and then have a system behind that to make sure that those links are valuable. And if you can do that and systematically get results from the sale of your links, like prove ranking improvements, and people can tangibly see that when they buy links from you, you're filtering domains, or however you choose to get those links, get the websites that you're linking on, will get rankings. You can command a lot of money. I know a dude who's selling links, he's making $50,000 a week. So it's a great business model. Just don't be another one of the clowns. I have access to Business Insider and I get you guest posts. I mean, no one serious wants to hear all that madness. Build a page on a subdomain. Building a page on a subdomain, a brand new subdomain is a brand new website, and it has some inherent trust from the primary domain, but at the end of the day, it's still a brand new website. That's why your PA, your UR, or TF for that URL is 0, because 0 plus 0 equals 0. It's a brand new website. Google's going to consider it a brand new website, etc. So if you're going to use that method, you do have to have a link building plan for that brand new website. When you do that, the links from the subdomain to the main domain, pages on the main domain will eventually start pushing that page up or down if you have bad backlinks. But that's how that works. Jeremy Grove, any news on a Google update? You were correct on timing. I had that almost down to the day, didn't I, Jeremy? I said around December 6th, and they announced it on December 5th. And I saw it December 6th because they announced it like after my day was over. But it doesn't seem all that significant to me. Even in SERPRU, the algorithm thingies in SERPRU didn't really move up and down. I didn't see any of those weather things that was crazy significant. I know that the update started releasing on or around the 30th of November, and then it was scaly a bit, but at the end of the day, it was pretty much a dud in regards to triggering all those tools. I don't have any e-commerce clients right now. I think those guys would be the ones that be most sensitive to that. And then we can look at local. Let's see what local. Let's look. I don't know. Let's look at PlayStation 5. Let's do some keywords. I mean, you got nothing else to do. Keywords, PlayStation 5. There's PlayStation, GameStop, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Wikipedia, US Shop Battle.net, Amazon, Activision, Xbox, Best Buy, PlayStation, GameStop. I did notice this. You see that? The auto scroll, you see what it did? Look at all those ads now. So they're, hey, we're gonna, and from what I've seen, most of the product searches are like that. These are all weird things. What else can we look up? You guys have one? Nope. All right, let me keep going. Let's see. Roofer, Dallas. My clients are really sensitive. So Yelp, Home Advisor, Angie's List, kind of the typicals, and then some another directory, 2 locals. So and a local. So 1, 2, 3, 4 directories or 4 local sites. That's actually good compared to typically what they're doing in local during during this update. Seattle. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 locals. Is this a directory? Legit. So 4 locals, and then the rest are those big directories and a lot of ads. So that one's kind of typical. Locksmith. 1, 2, 3, 4 locals, 5 locals. That's good. And the scroll is here. Full page scroll is here. I like that. It's not bad. Let's see. Plumber. Yep. Angie's List. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locals. That's good. Typically, home advisor is higher. I wonder if because home advisors and Angie's list same people now, right? So I wonder if they're getting screwed with, which not that that's a bad thing. Oh, look at that. Down. Let's do 6 months. Yeah. They're losing search share. November 30th. 3.5 million. 3.4. 3.59. 3.43. So that's a significant amount of traffic, right? Per day. I mean, for us, I wouldn't be crying if either one of those numbers would be awesome to me, right? But for them, that's going down. That's a significant trend line for that one for Home Advisor, which for local businesses, that's a good thing. Let's see what Angie's doing. Yeah, there you go. Angie's going up 9 million. So Angie did all right. So that tells us one, they're not going to push completely out of there, but I think that either Google or the team over at Steady Demand / Home Advisor / Angie are focusing more on the Angie brand than they are a Home Advisor. That makes a lot of sense to me because in the local space, Angie has a much better reputation than the Home Advisor ever had, because the original service that was rebranded in the Home Advisor was horrible. And then Home Advisor was horrible. And now Angie's is actually halfway decent. I mean, I know I have a couple clients that are paying Angie's 5 to 10 actually, that are paying Angie's for leads, and they get good quality leads out of them. So it makes sense to me that they would be focusing on Angie's as a brand. And you can see that Google is, it's, again, this is estimations, but from the ranking perspective, they're doing not too bad right now. I don't think the numbers are horrible. They had a good run here. October, everything kind of fell out. And then December. I mean, they're losing some keywords, but they're getting 9 million, an estimated 9 million visitors a day. So I think they're going to be all right. I wish I could run Quora, but Quora Scripts isn't out yet, so I can't run my, when I can look at those things and see differences. But we can do can do this. Compare. Oh, no. What do we want to do? We'll do November 15th to November 12th. That works. December 12th. So this is November 12th, the shared data in Quora compared to the shared data from today. And let's see where things are going up and down. Number of referring domains, this one's pretty significant. It means backlinks are even more important now than they were before, right? Number of no follow backlinks up. distinct entities pretty much stays the same. LSI words pretty the same. Let's see. These are kind of easies, variations. I mean, those are down, but it's not a big deal. Heading tags, not so much big deal. When you push all these backlinks or important numbers in there, though, that adds some more perspective to what's going on, right? Heading tags down a little bit. LSI words and sentences, number of includes. What's number of includes? Correlation number. It's a tag. Includes is a tag, right? I don't see it. I haven't looked that one up. I'll figure that one out for you guys. This one's gonna go back. Let's see. Word count is up a little bit. Unabridged word count's up a little bit. Another time. Entities. So headings and entities, which typically are easy wins, seem to go down post the update, and the backlinks have gone up significantly, and the requirement for backlinks have gone up significantly. This one is entered, so it wasn't in this original one, and it was entered. So the number of backlinks to your page is really important. The number of no follows, the number of do follows, the number of referring domains gone up. So you need to get backlinks. So as much people are telling you, don't worry about backlinks. Backlinks are not as important as on page. Clearly, the data shows that's not correct. So you got to have a backlinks plan. If you're looking for a little bit of guidance, I always kind of work on this one first, just because it's easier. Number of referring domains. I have SEO Nitro. I know the way SEO Nitro works. There's 2,000 plus domains inside of SEO Nitro, and then as a result, you can get that number of referring domains up pretty quickly with powerful backlinks, and then you can use Magic PR and get some decent referring domains, fire those off really quick and get that number of referring domains up. It's the easiest thing to do when you're doing backlinks. And then you can work on some of this other stuff. This no follows, the PRs will take care of that. The do follows, the SEO Nitros will take care of some of that. And then you can use, like some SEO autopilot, maybe a little bit of Measure Money Robot or whatever your thing is to make generic buffer links and push those numbers up pretty good. Just be cautious. I mean, this here, that's a lot of links, right? You're not going to build 1.7 million backlinks to your website. So look at these numbers and apply some common sense to them. But you can do well going after backlinks. Number of backlinks, 24,000. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You can, but you're not necessarily going to hurt things. I've ranked pages with GSA, 20,000 links directly to a supplement page, and it ranked number 7. Just using GSA, that's pretty good, right? And so, but I wouldn't recommend that be your let's go turn on GSA, ta-da! Especially if you're going after like this number here, 156 referring domains. You're not going to get 20,000 of those unless it's like comments and some site wides and stuff like that. Not necessarily bad links, but you just don't want to go crazy with it. What else in here is significant? Number of Twitter accounts. That's weird. HTs. Do follow links is right there again. TF IDF is down. Well, it's always measured weird in core anyway, so not too worried about that. Number of images, schema, FAQ page, down, uses question schema, down. But you see these numbers, the usages are kind of low. Let's go. Yeah, usage is low. Not too worried about that. Yeah, schema question. Use it 7%. You guys need to do your damn schema. 7%, 6%, 6%. FAQ schema is the easiest schema to do. I don't know why people aren't using it. It's the easiest one. FAQ and how to and Q&A are the three schemas that actually legit will improve the rankings of your pages on their own. Like they'll look at the data that's inside of those three schemas, read it, and apply it as part of the keyword density of your page and increase the rankings of your page. The rest of the schema is all about Google and the machines understanding what your page is about, combined with your on-page optimization. That's why it boosts your page up. Because you're saying, hey, Googlebot, this is what my page is about. Here's my page. Googlebot's like, cool, I know what it's about. Ta-da, I'm done. And that's the benefit of the advanced schema. But if you're going to you just want to do some easy stuff, the FAQ stuff, I mean, that's no-brainer schema. You guys should be doing that. So if you're not, shame on you. And then a bunch of stuff's entered in here, so that's pretty interesting. H4s, a lot of schema stuff. That schema stuff is popping up more because Ted is refining what's going on in there, but it's interesting. Job title, you see a lot of this stuff has popped out. Some of that, some of this stuff with a grain of salt. People just probably don't use it all, or the keywords that are being run in this period of time, etc. Don't do much. But at the end of the day, the story is, it is what it is. H1s, H2s, use your keywords. You think about keyword density, entity density, variation density, and get some damn backlinks. And you're going to be fine. Hopefully that was helpful. All right, questions time. Tanya, what are good ways to find all the branded keywords in a specific niche, like all the plumbers in my state, especially those who have no GMB profiles? All the plumbers in your state, I would probably scrape super pages. I'm assuming you're trying to get clients. So I would scrape super pages because people that are in super pages have paid to be in super pages. And then you're going to have to get a VA to manually compare, or use a tool called like Lead Kahuna and see about, actually Lead Kahuna can scrape for you. I think it scrapes. I don't know what it scrapes. I don't remember. But Lead Kahuna should kind of do what you want, actually, Tanya. You can go in there and you can say state of, you're looking for plumbers, and it'll just scrape crap ton of plumbers, and it'll pull their map stuff for you, assuming that still works, and you can see the ones that have no maps. And if it has contact information on the website and all that stuff, it'll pull that into you too, and you can do some outreach stuff. So check out Lead Kahuna. It's like $295 a year. Pretty decent software. Another question on Chat GPT, if that's okay, do you think Google can or will be able to detect it either now or in the future? There was a programmer or a developer or machine learning guy or whatever the hell he was who claimed to be working on the GPT or on open AI models. And he said that they're working on a way to add a undetectable imprint inside of the outputs to label it as AI generated content. if they do that, I think that would be a reasonable expectation to worry about that. So I mean, if they do that, I mean, they can definitively say this is AI content versus using some tool to kind of figure it out and assume that it is or it isn't. I mean, you can fool those systems now that are out there. So I mean, it'd be arrogant to say that they wouldn't be able to do it, but how much money is it going to cost them to read all the web pages that they ever crawl and index now versus if a system like OpenAI put a identifier, an undetectable identifier inside of the content? That would be better. So if they did that, then Google could theoretically demote any AI written content, which I think would be a mistake on their part because they automatically demote AI, any and all AI written content, i.e., if that undetectable thingy is in any piece of your content, ergo, we're going to ignore this page. That kind of would set people back and set quality back because they're using the AI tools, or realistic people are using the AI tools to start off to build the original version of their content and then getting legit writers and researchers in there and cleaning all that mess up, right? But what if you don't know about the undetectable thing and Google demotes your content just because you have that undetectable thing? I think that would be bad. What is the reason in SEO testing you use a unique keyword to see your testing pages instead of just any English word site operator plus site operator? The plus site operator, that's junk anyway. It's always been junk. It's never giving you 100% accurate information, so you really shouldn't be making business decisions off of that. You can use it for some things and be okay, but for I want to do this thing because I know it's going to give me a result, that's really bad to do. Any English word, technically you can. The reason you're using fake words is to eliminate the noise of other competitors inside of the search results. And that just makes it easier for tracking, especially if you're making 10 pages. If you make 10 test pages for the same fake keyword, you can actually see stuff a whole lot easier versus trying to do it for, I don't know, bourbon yoga pants or some crazy English word, right? It doesn't affect the algorithm one way or another. The algorithm's the algorithm, whether I'm searching for apple pie or Beelzebub. You know what I mean? So it's the same algorithm, and it's an ease of use thing when you're testing. Single variable testing using fake keywords is actually, it's a great to find out what are factors. And then you have to figure out the next step of that is to get into normal English words and actually apply it to see how strong of a factor that is. Because you got to compete in order to see how strong it is, you got to have a little bit of competition. So that's where you would pick, in your case, an English word plus your brand or a couple easier long tail words and stuff like that. That's how you would test to see the actual strength of a factor. Or you can have a whole bunch of single variable test pages up, each with its own factor, and watch and see how that sorts out. So there's a couple ways to skin that cat. Hopefully that helps, Tanya. Julie, a billing about mention schema. Do I have to mention the word to put it in? No, you don't. If you're talking about glassware, in your case, when you write about glassware, when you're writing about wine glasses, it's kind of assumed that you're talking or you're mentioning glassware. So, but you don't have to go in there and go, oh, I wrote it in my schema and it's in my content. In the spirit of about and mentions, in the spirit of schema, John Mueller would say, yes, if you have it in mentions, it should be in your content. But as far as the algorithm is concerned, they don't have to be in there. Let's see, Tanya, I want to make 3 variations of the same page, targeting the same real world keyword to see which page Google will like the most. How would you do this kind of test? And what are the pitfalls? 3 variations of the same page. I will put it on 3 separate domains, because if it's on the same domain, keyword cannibalization will come, and 1 or 2 things will happen. 1, you'll get an inaccurate result. You'll get an inaccurate result of which one is actually most important. In the keyword cannibalization to do it, or none of them will rank at all because Google just can't figure out which one's the stronger one. So if you're going to do that one, I would make 3 variations of the same page. I would put it on 3 separate domains, and then you'll get your answer that way. Pitfalls to avoid: if you pick an English keyword that has a lot of competition, don't expect any of them to just shoot up to the top. And say that's the winner. You would have to pick the one that actually ranks the highest. So if the highest is ranking at 24, then that's the winner of your test, right? The other thing is you would have to kind of make decisions pretty quickly, because you don't want to build backlinks unless you can build the exact same kind of backlink to each one of the test pages. So in indexing, Google does drop URLs out that don't have backlinks. So you're going to have an indexing thing come within like a couple of weeks. So you're going to learn your decision. You'll get your decision quick, stay on top of it, and then pick your winner within the 3 weeks before you start seeing de-indexing stuff come in. And that's the hard part about testing nowadays. Especially if you're trying to do single variable testing, you can't build backlinks to a page. All the indexers now are making backlinks, even SEO or Omega. So you got to rely on Index Me Now and the Google Search API, Google Indexing API to get your pages indexed. And then so you're going to mess with that for a little bit. And it's just easier. It will be easier when you do each test page on a different domain, because let's say one of your domains just happens to be bad at indexing, the other 2 will index, and then you'll be all right. You'll ruin your test. Hopefully that helps on you. Check the Zoom. Nobody's chatting on the Zoom. All righty. Well, it's been an hour there, Mr. and Mrs. SEO This Week fans. I appreciate all of you for checking us out. As always, there is the after show for SIA members. So if you're an SIA, hang out. Oh, there's Julie. We'll answer Julie's question. How about brand names in mentions, like brands that are known for having products in the keyword? I keep those in there. Let's say you're talking about cars, and you mention, and you're specifically talking about Dodge. It's okay in the mentions to put GMC and Ford and all that stuff, because the implication is that you're comparing the brands, and then you'll be all right. I just had an idea. Could you use programmatic SEO to do SEO testing over a massive number of pages? It might be easier to draw conclusions, but there's a massive number of pages. It's really more about finding easy wins when you're testing with mass pages. That's what programmatic SEO is. It's mass pages. So you create a template for a broad or a head term like roofing, for example, and then you create city roofing pages for every city in the country, or what 38 or the top 100, for example. Use a mass page builder, find out the ones that are going to rank really easy, and then you delete the mass pages and build for those specific cities on your normal site, and then rinse repeat. That's how you could use that programmatic SEO. It's mass page building. They just renamed it programmatic SEO because they talked so much shit about it and said, "Oh, it's Black Hat." So they had to give it a new name because it's not Black Hat and it works like gangbusters. All right. Good question, Jeff. Good question, Julie. Good questions, Tanya. Appreciate all of you. And I'll see you next.